Hello ladies and gentlemen, Xcentauri here and welcome back to another video. I hope all of you are doing well because I am as always, and in today's YouTube video we're going to be discussing the A320 Neo, or the A320 Neo family shall we say, coming to infinite flight hopefully in the future. Now the A320 Neo family is one of the most requested families on infinite flight to come, and it's currently at 1,058 votes at time of recording. Now that is an incredible amount of requests here from the infinite flight community. Normally you see aircraft with only a few hundred votes wanted, but over 1,000 votes is significant, and that really does show how requested this A320 Neo is here on infinite flight. So as usual, we're going to do a casual little flight here whilst talking about the A320 Neo in the current A320 version we have on the old EasyJet livery, because I don't know about you guys, but I really like this old EasyJet livery. I don't know why, but I think I might prefer it to the current one. Let me know what you guys think down below, whether you guys agree. It might just be me. Now, if you are new here as well, please do feel free to like and subscribe and join the family here. We're growing very quickly and we're not too far away now from 6k. We're just pushing on, and hopefully we can reach that very, very soon. So let's just take off. There we go. We are now airborne and gear up, and we are not going to stall. That is not going to happen. We are coming up really steep. This is a really hefty takeoff. That. Ooh. Right, we want to reach about, so we'll just set that. We only want to get to about 2,000 feet anyway, and we'll just speed lock at 200 knots. So yeah, the A320. Now, what can I say about the A320 Neo? So basically, it's a re-engine development of the A320 family of the narrow-body airlines that are all done by Airbus. It was launched initially on the 1st of December 2010 by Airbus, where the Neo bit actually means the new engine option. We also got the CO, which means current engine option. So that's what the original A320 family is. So that's kind of what we're looking at right now. This is the CO aircraft. It's got the current engines. Now, why would Airbus stick on a load of new engines? Now, obviously, it's mainly always to do with fuel efficiency, range, and all of this stuff. So the new engine actually provides 15 to 20% more fuel efficiency for these Airbus aircraft, which means if it were to come into infinite flight, you could fly a lot further in a cheeky little A320, A319, A321, whatever aircraft you want to use. So that is definitely worth taking into account. I'm going to do a cheeky little right turn here, bring up the flaps as well. So that is obviously very important. Now, what can I say about the engines? Now, there's two main types of engines by the looks of that you use. So the CFM International LEAP, it's a high bypass turbofan engine which is produced by CFM International. It's got a 50-50 joint venture company between GE Aviation of the United States and Safran Africa Engines, but they were also known as SNECMA, or Senecma. It's a bit of a weird word, I can't really pronounce it, but it's on the IFC if you guys want to have a read. But they're from France anyway. Now, it was obviously modernised to replace the current successful CFM 56, and it's meant to compete with the Pratt & Whitney PW100G engine. Now, I know all of this is way above your pay grade because it's way above mine. Obviously, some of you will know what I'm on about. All on the IFC. Anyway, so these engines basically are way more efficient than the current engines. Now, if we have a look here on Wikipedia, you know, the go-to place to get all of your information, the A320 Neo family has been produced to replace all these narrow wide bodies. So this is literally what I told you guys. Now, you guys will all want to know about infinite flight and how does this relate to us here in infinite flight, and that is obviously a brilliant question. Now, infinite flight has a wide array of optional aircraft for us users to be using pretty much most of the time. So this wide array of aircraft is brilliant, and what it will enable us to do as users is have more airline options, so more livery options, and it will also enable us to fly different places and obviously more realistic routes, because obviously EasyJet now I believe operate the A321neo, but I don't know if they operated the original A321. I'm going to have just a cheeky look here on Wikipedia, because they have their list of all of the current airlines, although I've forgotten how the alphabet works. Now, EasyJet operate quite a few of them. They operate the A321neo, but not the A321 current engine option, so they obviously opted for the newer A321 aircraft, which is incredible. However, what this does mean is that if you guys again are wanting to fly a realistic route, you're unable to, because EasyJet don't have the the Neo aircraft in infinite flight. Now, most of you want to know, will this aircraft be coming? When will it come in? Personally, I think we're going to get the 737 MAX first in infinite flight before we even, get a glimpse of the Neo. However, I suppose in terms of dealing with the Neo aircraft, I believe we'll get them, the A320neo, maybe when we get a cabin rework on infinite flight. I think it would seem logical, seeing as, I mean, there's a few tweaks they've got to make, but the current A320 structure in infinite flight isn't really that bad. If you have a look at the aircraft now, from what we can see here on the exterior of the EasyJet aircraft, the aircraft does look pretty good. I mean, all we really would say is maybe an interior cabin, but I'm not too fussed about the interior cabins. They don't, they're not the be-all or end-all for me. So I'm more than happy to live without an interior cabin here on infinite flight on some of the aircraft we use. Now, I know many of you users obviously want to see a bit more than the interior cabin, so obviously you want to see like the toilets and all of the cargo sections. Personally, I mean, it's cool when you're on the ground and you're looking at all of this stuff and you're like, oh yeah, cool, let's attach the cargoes. I mean, yeah, that is cool. However, I'm not overly fussed about that. I mean, it's a great addition, and obviously now we got it, we don't want it to go. So when do you think we'll see the A320neo, which is a brilliant question, and I think personally we're looking within the next many years. I think there's a few more things that I'm hoping will take priority, such as a 767 rework, hopefully the addition of the ATR 72. I think those two aircraft would be great to be prioritised before we get the Neo and the MAX families in. Because obviously we have the current A320s, and the current 737s. Now, I think when we see the Neos come in, will we see the A319, 20, 21 Neo? I don't even know if there's an A318 Neo. But will we see them all entering together? I don't even know if we're going to see that. I think it'd be cool, but I mean, personally, I think maybe the A321 Neo will go for a bit of an out there aircraft. It'd be cool to see that added before we get any of the others here on infinite flight. Many of you want to know about the 737 MAX. Now, I'll cover that in a separate video where we can discuss the 737 MAX and its future here on infinite flight. Hopefully come into infinite flight in the near future, but obviously we can't guarantee much here. I'm not a developer, as I like to state on a regular basis. I don't have anything to do with the production of new aircraft on infinite flight, other than the same role as you guys in the community. I get to vote on the IFC. Now, I will leave a link down below for the A320neo, the link there on the IFC. It's also worth mentioning 6,000, no, I've completely butchered that number. 9,600, more than 9,600 A320neos have actually been ordered into the real world. I think over 6,000 have actually been made and delivered now by Airbus, which is incredible. When you think of the competition that's going to give Boeing, and it also makes sense why they rushed the 737s into service. And I can confirm there is no A318neo on the IFC, which is good news. So we're just going to come in and we're going to obviously butter the landing, as we must do in a video, or we're going to absolutely butcher it. We will not take an adequate landing, except this one's probably going to be an adequate landing. We are coming in way too high for this runway as well. That's a bit unfortunate. So yeah, I think some of the airlines as well which operate the A320neos are incredible. So if you guys want me to do a separate video on potential A320 family Neo liveries we can see, yeah, we can obviously do a video on that. So if you guys want that, just let me know down below in the comment section if you're here. So let's try and land this now. I'm getting a lot of resistance from the aircraft today. I think it's because we are coming in extremely low, but I've had to obviously slow down so we can lose some altitude. But now you can see I can push the nose down and up the throttle a little bit, so we're coming in at a bit of a nicer landing speed. One day I will learn how to land without the use of the HUD here. We're coming in good 150 odd knots. We can try and flare up a little bit. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's really good altitude. Although we are floating, we've landed. That wasn't too bad. We're just going to try and keep that nose up. We realigned center line. Just get back on it. Okay, well, I mean, we made it. Welcome back to London Gatwick, ladies and gentlemen. We hope you enjoyed your flight here with A320 Airlines on the EasyJet livery. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please make sure you like and subscribe. I'm more than happy to do many other videos on the A320 Neo. I don't see us getting it anytime soon in infinite flight. It's not been guaranteed or whatever, but yeah. Other than that, I'll see you all in my next video. Good night.